What's up, guys? Mega Gig back with another video. We are taking a second look at this build with the get off here, with the little rogue and the little slanderer. And the reason being is because I got a lot of feedback on these, and I got a lot of tips and tricks and everything, and apparently this is kind of a more popular set than I thought, and there's different ways to run it. So we're going to revisit this and look at it a little bit differently than just kind of wondering what's what. So first I want to say if I go to the leaderboards and go to normal, we see Arkiel is 101. She's still the top, and if you view the build she's still using the Bullcathos weapons. Alright, she's using basically the build we were using previously. Oops, didn't mean to close that. However, if you go to seasonal, the top Barb, Start a War, he is 94, and if we view his details, he's using the Istvan's Paired Blades set. Now, I am going to go exactly off his build with the exception of one thing. I'm not going to run the Traveler's Pledge like he is. I'm going to continue to run my with the Bullcathos passive. So he's using all the regular stuff that we normally do. He just has switched out the weapons. He's using the same gems, everything. He's using Bloodshed on Battle Rage. He's using Blood Funnel on Whirlwind, not using Wind Shear. And he's using Demoralize. Ignorance is Bliss, and one difference is he's using Charge on Warcry, which generates more Fury. It generates 20 instead of 50. So he's using Insanity Rune here. He's using Rampage, Bullcathos, Ruthless, and Berserker Rage. And we are going to do the exact same build, except we're going to incorporate Brawler, because a lot of other builds, if I go back here, this guy might be using it. Yeah, he's using Brawler because he's got, for some reason, he's using the Sword and Board passive, but he's still at 91. Here's another one. He's using the Brawler passive there, and then the other ones. So we've substituted Brawler for what was it? I don't remember what it was. Some people are saying, some people suggested to use Superstition because you have a chance to gain 2 Fury. That's certainly an option. But in this build, we are going to do what the top seasonal Barb has. And this is essentially the build. We're still using Bloodshed there and Blood Funnel there. One suggestion people have said is use Wind Shear to generate Fury, and then use Sword of Plowshares as your critical hits heal, which if you actually add it up, the 21,457 is more than the 1% from this. But either way, this is the build. This is the build that the top Barbs are using, at least on the seasonal. So I thought I'd revisit it, make the changes that they're using, and try again. So the rune we are now using we've gotten rid of Veteran's Warning, and so we're going to be a little more squishy. So we are now using Charge, which increases the generated Fury from 20 to 50. One other minor change is I got I put gems, or I put diamonds, that's what it is. I put diamonds instead of rubies in there, so I lost a little bit of strength. One other minor thing that I did that's different is my ring. I got rid of my Zodiac ring. Somebody in the comments suggested the other day, hey, why aren't you using a Skull Grasp? Isn't it stronger? And it would have been, but my Zodiac ring that I had was better than all the Skull Grasps that I've had. However, it seems like right after I commented that and I was playing, I dropped a Skull Grasp that was better. So now my cube looks like this. We've just swapped that out in this here. Same gems. Everything else is the same. And I believe, even we'll go back here one more time. Yeah, using Nemesis bracers there. And let's check here. Nope, they're using Parthian defenders. So you can kind of swap those out however you like. You know what? We always run these. Let's go ahead and run the Parthian defenders. That has fire skills on it though. So let's run Parthian defenders because our Templar is running lightning damage, has a chance to stun, and he's running a Thunder Fury. So let's really quickly get some physical damage on this. And if this takes too long, I'll edit it out. 16%, that's not bad. We'll go one more just to see. All right, 18%, perfect. And do excuse me if I sound a little weird. I am having some allergy issues right now. So, yeah. So we definitely don't want to accidentally sell that. So we're going to go with a Greater Rift 80 on this because these aren't augmented, nor are they ancient. I think that should kind of make up the difference between these two that are fairly augmented, and they're both ancients. They both have pretty good stats on them. So we're losing vitality there. Yeah, we're losing vitality. We're only at 970 HP as opposed to with these. You can see we are at 1.1 million, so we are losing a little bit of vitality. Let's go ahead and get our Fury all the way up. And I don't know if when entering a Greater Rift if that works. Yeah, it does. Nice. Get our buffs, and let's go. Is there an elite pack anywhere around here? Doesn't look like it. But we ought to be able to clear these guys out pretty quick. So the only difference is from the previous time too that I forgot to show is I did put cooldown reduction on my weapons because you do need more cooldown reduction on this build because you're going to be casting your shouts a lot more often to keep your Fury up. Where is the elite pack? There it is, finally. So you have to keep a close eye on your Fury, and you want to keep it topped off if you can to benefit from that Berserker Rage. However, if you are getting lucky and they're dealing enough damage to you and you're staying topped off, don't be casting your shouts. Save those, let the Zodiac Ring cool down your other skills. And we'll take a look at our damage here in just a minute when we get in a pack. It is still kind of hard to maintain Fury on just a single target like the Rift Guardian, or when you get down to the last little elite pack guy, something like that. Come on, elite packs, where are you at? Now remember, we have lost our dodge chance, our 30%, so you can see our toughness is a decent amount lower. And for some reason I was thinking it was still in the 400s. Last time it was. But we were running the dodge chance rune, Veteran's Warning I think it was. I think last time we only ran like a 70 or something like that, or 75 maybe, demonstrating this build. So this is definitely going to be a little more challenging. When you recast your battle rage, you want to make sure one of your shouts is up so you can automatically replenish the fury that it costs. So there's our damage right around the 6 million mark. It's a pretty steady 6 million too. We're doing okay. It does still rely, you can't completely keep your fury topped off with your shouts. It does still rely on you tanking a lot of damage, but not more than you can handle. Alright, 2 elite packs. And we're running low on fury. Now, I don't think I'll actually switch to this set over my Bulkathos set. It's just I don't know, I guess you could say the damage potential is certainly there to do more damage. But the amount of more paying attention you have to do, and there is less room for error because of the cooldowns, and, you know, not wanting to die and everything, and this build just seems a little more volatile than the one with the Bulkathos weapons. It doesn't mean it's a bad build. I mean, as we saw, some people were pushing in the 94s. I think if you go down the list of the normal plays, not the seasonal, I think there's someone that's in the higher 90s with it. If I remember, I'll check that at the end of the video. Channeling Shrine, perfect. Let's go just a little bit further so our follower catches up. I'll say this build takes more paying attention. As I said before, the Bulkathos build is more of kind of a laid back, you know, just spin to win. You still have to pay attention, you still have to manage your cooldowns, make sure you don't forget to cast Ignore Pain, things like that. But it's definitely easier to manage. Doesn't mean it's necessarily an easy build, but it is easier to manage. Oh, this is nice. Conduit Shrine. See if there's an elite pack somewhere. I guess not. Where'd the... Oh yeah, I forgot we don't have our Nemesis bracers on. Where was the... I just saw a gold somewhere. Where was he? Is that him? Oh, that's him. Little booger. There's certainly different variations to this build. I'm not going to go over every single one unless you guys tell me in the comments, you know, make a video for every single version of this build. Probably not going to do that. Unless you guys really want it. This will probably be the last time we visit this build for a little while. I don't see myself making a push attempt with it, and that was kind of dumb taking that shield shrine, because now we really have no way to manage our fury, because we're supposed to take damage. Well, I guess I can put that in there while we're waiting. Yeah, if you're not taking any damage at all, then you're not building fury. We ran into that issue once in the last video, and I should have remembered that. Now we ought to start building up some fury. So this has been a pretty good rift overall. Pretty good density. We got a couple of good shrines. Or we got the conduit shrine at least, which is good. And the well, yeah, the channeling shrine is really good on this build. I just cast the battle rage backwards there. We're just kind of slowly working our way up here, killing these guys as we go. Let our physical roll eat them all up. Wow, only one elite pack on that floor, was it? I said this was a decent rift, and now we're getting a whole lot of nothing. We'll try and look at our damage again when we're at max fury. Oh, stuck. Come on. Are you kidding me? We still haven't found an elite pack on this floor? Finally. Max fury, max stacks, 5.8, still, we're still right around the 6 million mark. But we're doing okay time-wise, progression-wise. Need to watch out for those explosions and the freezing. So far, one elite pack on this whole floor. Finally, there's another one. And this guy's really not dying that fast. I'd probably be better off going for a big mob. Yeah, we're gonna go find some more density. Forget this guy. 2 elite packs on that entire floor. That was pretty horrible. There's one. I really just need some good density to get that last percent. There it is. That'll work. There we go. Alright, let's get our fury up. Now managing your fury is going to be really important. probably not going to get to stay at max fury. You need to watch that ignore pain going down. Yeah, there we ran out of fury still. If I were going to make this my permanent build, I would probably either run Superstition or I would swap out Bloodshed, the Bloodshed rune on Battlecry, and I would probably swap out to Windshear, the Windshear rune on Whirlwind. But I'm doing this build exactly as is because that's what the, people kept telling me what the leaderboard Barbs were running, and so I wanted to run the same thing they're running. Tell you what would be really good to keep your fury up is to be fighting Voracity right now. The guy with all the little rats that come off his back. But there we go, 54 seconds left, a Greater Rift 80. So barring the the damage difference between these, the fact that they're ancients or whatever, I was only able to get 8% cooldown reduction there and 9 there, so that other 3% wouldn't be too bad. But that's the final look at this build. Let me know what you guys think of this kind of updated, revisited look, and yeah, if you guys try it, let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like the video, leave a like, guys. And if you're not subscribed and you want to see more, please subscribe. Thanks, guys, and more good stuff to come.